And then a few months later, he was in an iron lung after a car accident. It was tough.
Des O'Connor embodied the smile and the great optimism that defined the history of British television.
I'm going to bring somebody on now, a great mate of mine, who's no stranger to your television screens or the Palladium stage. Des O'Connor! Whoa!
For decades, this gifted entertainer devoted his boundless energy to bringing joy to millions of viewers. Behind the dazzling spotlight and the image of an icon who always appeared radiant, he was quietly enduring a serious health crisis that remained completely hidden from the outside world. His sudden death following an accident at his private home left the public stunned.
One of Britain's best-known entertainers, Des O'Connor, has died at the age of 88. The comedian, singer and TV star died yesterday in hospital after a fall at his home in Buckinghamshire.
Only when his devoted wife courageously stepped forward did the heartbreaking truth about his final days finally come to light.
He was the kindest, funniest, and loving man, and I feel very blessed that I have shared my life with him for the past 30 years. He was my best friend and soulmate.
In 2012, the quiet reality behind the entertainment industry's velvet curtain began to emerge, revealing the grueling challenges Desmond Bernard O'Connor endured while playing the Wizard in the musical The Wizard of Oz at the renowned London Palladium. During a scene requiring complex stage machinery, the comedian had to sit alone inside a prop hot air balloon that was lifted by a cable system high toward the theater ceiling. Suspended in the vast space and looking down at thousands of cheering spectators below, he suddenly noticed that his hands were trembling violently and abnormally. It was the first warning of declining health, but the television icon decided to keep the incident completely secret, quietly controlling his emotions so he could complete the entire performance without revealing any sign of trouble. He buried the episode for years and continued maintaining a demanding work schedule as though nothing had happened. In 2017, advanced medical examinations at a hospital officially concluded that the veteran entertainer had Parkinson's disease. Immediately after receiving the diagnosis, Des O'Connor and his wife, Jodie Brooke Wilson, made a strict agreement to keep his condition hidden from the outside world. Apart from close family members, all of his trusted friends, entertainment colleagues, and members of the public remained completely unaware of the chronic neurological illness. The decision to preserve the secret came from the supreme professional pride of a man who had spent his entire life bringing happiness to the public. The comedian did not want his admirers to look at him with pity or see his illness turned into a subject of newspaper speculation. Whenever audiences remembered his name, he wanted the only images in their minds to be laughter and complete moments of entertainment. As the illness produced increasingly visible effects on his body, the aging performer continued to face reality with remarkable strength and optimism. He carefully followed his doctor's treatment plan, took his medication consistently, and maintained a positive spirit in everyday life. The principle he repeatedly reminded himself and his family to follow was to keep confronting adversity with the radiant smile that had always defined him. Jodie's unwavering companionship became a powerful source of support, helping him successfully conceal periods of physical decline from the searching eyes of the media. The battle in darkness continued quietly, but with immense determination, confirming the extraordinary courage of a star who remained devoted to preserving a complete public image. The chronic disease gradually weakened his body, but it never defeated his optimism or professionalism. The years he spent bravely living with Parkinson's disease demonstrated the exceptional willpower of a gifted performer. A sudden household accident at his private residence then triggered a chain of serious medical events, pushing the story toward a painful turning point. The truth about his final moments and the underlying cause of his death was about to be brought into the light. The tragedy of sepsis. The peace of his private years away from public scrutiny was suddenly shattered by a household accident in early November 2020. Desmond Bernard O'Connor unexpectedly fell at his home in Gerrards Cross, Buckinghamshire. The serious incident immediately forced the family to contact emergency services and have him taken to hospital. Even in a moment of considerable physical pain, the instincts of a lifelong entertainer rose powerfully within him. As paramedics moved closer to lift him onto a stretcher, the elderly comedian put an arm around one of them and made a gentle joke, asking whether the person wanted to dance. Soft laughter filled the room, easing some of the tension of that evening. After he was transferred to Wexham Park Hospital in Slough, the early stages of treatment brought many encouraging signs for the family. Des O'Connor recovered his strength relatively well, remained mentally clear and cheerful, and repeatedly expressed his wish for the doctors to allow him to leave the hospital and return home. The fatal turn arrived with shocking suddenness on the evening of November 14th, when his vital signs began to deteriorate severely. The British television icon took his final breath and died peacefully in his sleep at the age of 88. In the official press statement released shortly afterward, his representative Pat Lake-Smith only announced that the veteran star had died from the effects of a fall at his home, revealing no further medical details. The lack of clarity in the initial statement opened the door to widespread public speculation until his partner, Jodie Brooke Wilson, chose to give an exclusive interview to the Daily Mail in January 2021. During that candid conversation, his wife stepped forward to reveal that the underlying cause of her husband's sudden death was sepsis. It was an extremely dangerous medical crisis, emerging as an overwhelming immune response after the injuries from the fall, combined with a body that had already been weakened. She emotionally explained that her husband had chosen to hide his entire medical condition from the people around him because he did not want to be met with pity. Whenever the public or his friends remembered the name Des O'Connor, he wanted the only things that came to mind to be joy, optimism, and his ever-present radiant smile. After courageously revealing the moving truth in order to raise public awareness of the dangers of sepsis, the late entertainer's family chose to live in complete privacy. His young wife and their son, Adam, deliberately withdrew from all media activity and made no further public statements to the press. Their private world was fully protected with no disputes involving the will and no public controversies surrounding the division of inherited property. Sensational speculation around the television star's death gradually faded, making way for respect toward a purely artistic legacy. His strength during the final hours of his life left a deep impression on admirers across Britain. The death of a great personality closed a long chapter filled with upheaval and concealed medical struggles in his private life. To fully understand why this entertainer remained determined to protect his audience's smile until his final breath, it is necessary to look back through time. The extraordinary heights of fame and the shining landmarks of his entertainment career provide the key to understanding this supreme professional pride. The nation's great comic rivalry. Desmond Bernard O'Connor's supreme professional pride and his decision to hide his illness were rooted in the secure position he had built as one of Britain's leading entertainment icons. That courage was formed through decades at the summit of British broadcasting, where he created a performance style entirely his own. Beginning in the 1960s, the entertainer quickly established his name by repeatedly commanding primetime slots on the BBC and ITV. His celebrated personal programs, The Des O'Connor Show and later Des O'Connor Tonight, maintained their enduring appeal for 26 years. At the peak of his television career, individual broadcasts attracted more than 22 million viewers in Britain, turning the gifted host into a familiar presence in households across the country. Beyond the television studio, the veteran star established himself as a king of live performance, with more than 1,000 sold-out appearances at the London Palladium, while also expanding his international reach to Las Vegas and the Sydney Opera House. Alongside his talent as a host, the comedian built an impressive music career, releasing 36 studio albums, selling more than 16 million records, and achieving a #1 single with I Pretend in 1968. Des O'Connor's status as a national figure was strengthened most powerfully through a remarkable popular culture phenomenon, his decades-long comic rivalry with the legendary duo Morecambe and Wise. On national television, Eric Morecambe repeatedly turned O'Connor's singing voice and music releases into the target of classic ridicule, delivering sharp jokes that spread across Britain. Many viewers at the time believed that a serious feud existed between them, but the truth behind the cameras was entirely different. The television icon was not offended at all. He was the person who willingly sat down with them and helped write those self-mocking, laughter-filled routines. Their real-life relationship was an exceptionally close and enduring friendship. The clearest proof of this friendship came when Eric suddenly suffered a serious stroke. The comedian immediately stopped his own live performance and asked the entire audience in the theater to turn their thoughts toward his close friend. His professionalism and generosity transformed theatrical attacks into an intelligent publicity device, elevating both sides into lasting entertainment legends. His self-deprecating, gracious performance style and absolute respect for his partners shaped his public reputation as one of the kindest gentlemen in entertainment. His tireless contribution to British culture brought him the prestigious CBE awarded by the British royal family in 2008. No matter how demanding his work schedule became, the performer always appeared before the camera with a polished appearance and positive energy that spread to everyone around him. Such stage courage and optimism did not appear by accident, because they had been forged from an extraordinary foundation. Audiences only saw the brilliant star at the height of his fame, but the roots of his resilience lay deep within the severe hardships of his youth. A difficult past and the brutal tests of survival during his early life shaped the iron will of the great performer. Nevertheless, behind the gracious smile and the image of a refined gentleman admired by the public, his real life was a complex tapestry of light and shadow marked by silent inner turmoil. While he knew how to transform every conflict into wholesome laughter, on stage, off stage, Des struggled to find peace within his own home. A turbulent personal life. In 1953, the life journey of Desmond Bernard O'Connor was shaped not only by the glow of the stage, but also by a turbulent private life marked by 4 marriages. At the beginning of his career, the young performer married his first wife, Phyllis Gill. Their early happiness unfolded peacefully with the birth of a daughter, but the invisible pressures of work soon began to weigh heavily on their small family. His constant commitments and demanding performance schedule created an ever-widening distance between husband and wife, leading to their divorce in 1959. Not long afterward, he found a deep connection with his second wife, Gillian Vaughn, and officially married her 1 year later. Their relationship lasted for more than 2 decades and brought 2 more daughters into the family, creating a home that appeared remarkably stable. As the television star's fame continued to grow, it gradually became an unseen barrier to his private family happiness. Long tours and the devotion of nearly all his time to his audience caused the marriage to slowly fracture. When his second marriage officially ended in 1982, the famous comedian openly admitted that work and career had become the third party that quietly destroyed his family life. 3 years later, he entered his third marriage with Jay Roofer and welcomed another daughter named Christina. That relationship ended relatively quickly, closing a long chapter filled with upheaval and regret in his search for a peaceful place to settle in life. The major turning point that completely transformed the later years of the television star's life appeared in the parking lot of Thames Television in the early 1990s. There he happened to meet Jodie Brooke Wilson, a young Australian singer who had only just entered her 20s. The 37-year age gap between them initially attracted considerable skepticism from the public. Even so, sincerity and mutual understanding helped them overcome those invisible barriers and build a deeply committed relationship. The couple chose to live happily together for more than 15 years before holding an intimate wedding ceremony in 2007. During those many years together, the greatest turning point came in 2004, when his young partner became pregnant and gave birth to a son named Adam. The event immediately triggered a fierce wave of controversy across British newspapers and media outlets. Many public voices at the time strongly criticized the decision, arguing that fathering a child at the age of 72 was selfish because the father was already too old. Faced with harsh judgment and relentless public scrutiny, the elderly entertainer remained calm as he defended his family. When answering questions from reporters about the matter, Des O'Connor stated that refusing his partner the right to become a mother simply because of his age would have been the truly selfish act. The birth of his young son became a source of renewed energy, giving the entertainer fresh motivation to maintain an active and optimistic way of life. He readily shared with the media that he still played football with his son, took the boy out, and hoped to live to the age of 95, as his own father had, so that he could watch Adam grow into adulthood. Their small home was always filled with laughter and deep understanding, with no sign of division or conflict over property. His young wife became an exceptionally strong emotional support, helping him balance the brilliance of his professional life with the peace of his private family world. This late-in-life love brought the charming entertainer the calmest period of his life after the storms of 3 failed marriages. They enjoyed every ordinary moment together, keeping their distance from unnecessary entertainment industry noise and focusing on caring for their son's future. The television star's later years passed in fulfillment and peace beside the people he loved most. That quiet companionship helped the performer maintain his highest professional standards on the entertainment stage. Just when it seemed that peaceful family life would continue, unusual signs began to appear in his health. The sight of a middle-aged man energetically chasing a ball across the field with his child serves as the most resounding rebuttal to any detractors. A display of extraordinary vitality that might seem improbable becomes entirely understandable when one considers his beginnings. Few would guess that this dynamic screen performer and resilient father was once a young boy who had to learn to take his first steps in leg braces, growing up amidst the grinding poverty of wartime London. A difficult beginning. The iron will and supreme sense of dignity shown by Desmond Bernard O'Connor throughout his career and during his years of illness were never accidental. That resilient psychological foundation had been forged in a harsh and turbulent childhood in an impoverished area of East London. He was born on January 12, 1932 in Stepney into a working-class family facing extreme financial hardship. His father was an Irish refuse collector, while his Jewish mother worked tirelessly as a cleaner. From the earliest years of his life, the child's health faced a severe challenge when he developed serious rickets. His small legs had to remain in metal braces for an extended period to help his bones develop normally. Another dangerous crisis followed when he was 9 years old and suffered a serious road accident. The violent collision with a car caused major injuries, forcing the child through a long period of treatment as he fought for survival. The cruelty of fate did not end with illness and accident. The outbreak of the Second World War directly threatened the safety of people living in East London. To escape the intense bombing raids, Des O'Connor and thousands of other children took part in a mass evacuation to rural Northampton. Living away from his family during wartime hardship trained the child to become highly independent and able to adapt quickly to changing conditions. As he reached adulthood, the young man worked to pursue a professional sporting career with Northampton Town Football Club. His football dreams soon ended after he failed to achieve the necessary breakthrough, leading him to complete military service in the Royal Air Force. The discipline of military life further strengthened his sense of responsibility and precise personal conduct before he entered the arts. After completing his national service, the working-class young man began his path into entertainment through extremely modest work during the 1950s. Des O'Connor accepted a position as a redcoat entertainer at the famous Butlins holiday camps. His daily duties required him to constantly energize the atmosphere, interact directly with thousands of holidaymakers, and handle a wide range of unexpected situations on informal stages. This demanding real-world environment gave the young performer a rich foundation of experience, sharpened his ability to improvise, and taught him to understand the psychology of large audiences. Those experiences at the lowest levels of society built the firm foundation for the growth of a future entertainment legend. His journey from a boy wearing metal leg braces in impoverished East London to a beloved national television icon stands as clear evidence of relentless determination. Overcoming the many hardships of his youth provides the key to fully understanding the extraordinary courage he displayed throughout his life. From the years when he walked in metal braces to the time when he calmly concealed a chronic illness from millions of viewers, that resilient spirit never changed. The legacy he left behind was not limited to unforgettable television entertainment. It also carried a profound lesson about dignity and the smile he always kept on his face. Looking back at the whole journey of Des O'Connor, from a boy in leg braces in East London to a national television icon, and finally to his determined struggle in darkness to protect his audience's smile, we can fully understand the meaning of dignity and devotion in the life of a great entertainer. If the story of Des O'Connor's life and his final secrets has touched you deeply, remember to like and share this video so that his legacy can reach even more people. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next compelling behind-the-scenes stories and personal profiles. What impressed you most about Des O'Connor? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for staying with the channel. Goodbye, and see you again in the next videos.